Sir, video on है अभी है ना? Hello, am I audible to you, ma'am?
Thank you all for joining us. The purpose of this meeting, I think I must congratulate all the state nodal officers in all the states for doing a very, internalizing the Jal Shakti Abhiyan. States have taken ownership of the Abhiyan, and excellent work is done in terms of water conservation and management in the districts. The purpose of this review is one, to just share what has been done among the states, because part of this Abhiyan works by amplifying the good work that is done. So we are actually taking notes of the special initiatives that states talk about, the certain interesting initiatives that states have taken, so that those can be studied in greater detail, compiled, and possibly shared much more widely. So that is one. The second thing that I would also like to emphasize at this moment is that the perception that we have at this moment is that the states and the official machinery have taken on the Jal Shakti Abhiyan extremely seriously. Whether we have been able to make it a community movement or not, I think the jury is still out on that. So I think the remaining part of this year and the next year onwards, I think a greater focus on community mobilization would be useful, and it would be great if you can share ideas on what you're doing to mobilize the community, not just through the department, not just through the nodal departments, but wherever there are community organizations that can take this forward. So I will stop here, and I look forward to hearing from the states. And if there's anything that I have to say, I will say at the end. Can I request Rajasthan to start to present? Aparna, nice to see you. You're on mute.
मैम नमस्ते, मैं रश्मि गुप्ता हूँ, डायरेक्टर वाटरशेड। मैडम ने मुझे ज्वाइन करने के लिए बोला है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। मैम जैसा इसमें क्लियर हो रहा है कि स्टेट कोर ग्रुप बना दिया गया है।
Is there a specific reason why the state nodal officer is not here?
Ma'am, maybe some clash of meetings. मैम आप परमिशन दे तो या तो किसी और स्टेट को ले ले, मैं एक बार कोशिश कर लेती हूँ अगर मैडम से बात की।
हाँ, please, because the non-availability of the state nodal officer then argues a lack of commitment.
ठीक है मैम, मैं एक बार वहाँ बात करके आप दूसरा स्टेट एक बार।
Shall we? Andhra Pradesh? Is Mr. Shashidhar here?
Yeah, ma'am, responding from Andhra, I am Director Narega, ma'am. Shashidhar sir is in CMO. He may come at any moment, ma'am, with Honorable CM meeting. He may come at any moment, ma'am.
Bihar, Mr. Balamurugan?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, I am Rahul Kumar, Mission Director Jal Jeevan Haryali Mission, Commissioner Mandega.
Are you the state nodal officer?
No, ma'am. Actually, Bala Murugan sir is in Mussoorie for his phase 4 training. Today is the last day, so that's why I am here, ma'am.
Okay. If he's in Mussoorie, then we'll accept that. Please go ahead. Are you ready with your presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please start.
Ma'am, as we all know, Jal Shakti Abhiyan was launched in 2019. So in first phase in Bihar, there were 12 districts and 30 blocks which participated in phase one. Then it was expanded
Are
to
you
all.
sharing,
I've
Rahul,
already
are you
shared,
sharing your presentation?
ma'am. I was told that.
Yeah, ठीक है, हमने यहाँ से कर दिया है.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Please go
Thank
ahead.
you, ma'am. So, ma'am, in 2021, the Jal Shakti Abhiyan was expanded to all 38 districts and 534 blocks of Bihar. And there is one important thing to mention here, ma'am. In state of Bihar, we launched Jal Jeevan Haryali mission in 2019. 2nd of October was the launching date. So all the 5 components of Jal Shakti Abhiyan have been covered under the state mission, and one additional, the usage of solar power and energy efficiency, that was the additional component, but all 5 components were covered under Jal Jeevan Haryali mission of state. Next. When the stakeholders department for Jal Shakti Abhiyan is Panchayati Raj, Water Resource, Minor Water Resource. RDD is the, of course, nodal department. Forest, Agriculture, IPRD, Urban Development, and Art, Youth and Culture department are the stakeholders department.
Okay.
At district level, ma'am, district magistrates have been made DNO, and BDOs are nodal officer for block, ma'am. For the implementation, ma'am, next.
Next slide.
We have activated Jal Shakti Kendra in all 38 districts of Bihar, ma'am, and we have identified water bodies in all panchayats. We have geotagged it, and we have started rejuvenation work for traditional water bodies, and we are also creating new water bodies. I will be discussing it in further slides, ma'am. So for 2 districts, we have prepared scientific water conservation plan, and others are under process, ma'am. Next. As per portal of JSA, these are the figures of ongoing work and completed work, ma'am. Though there are some issues, so we had requested department to organize a dedicated video conferencing, which took place on 10th of this month. So these figures will improve further, ma'am. And so far as the account opening status is concerned, we have received fund for 28 districts, again 38 districts, ma'am. Next. So, ma'am, under Jal Jeevan Haryali Abhiyan, which is almost similar to Jal Shakti Abhiyan, ma'am.
Just a second. If you confirm to us, if you give us the bank account details of the remaining districts, and also confirm to us that the mapping is, the district plan is under preparation in all the districts, then we will release 2 lakhs to all the districts.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We have bank accounts of all the remaining 10 districts. I will be sharing today itself, ma'am.
वो भेज दीजिए, और ऊपर से जो हमने वो SNOs को भेजा हुआ है, एक certification that the district water conservation plans are in progress or completed, then we'll release the entire amount. Okay?
That I will do, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yeah. So, ma'am, in Jal Jeevan Haryali Abhiyan of state government, which is almost similar of that of the government of India Abhiyan. So we have 11 components and 15 departments are the executing department for this mission. Next. So, ma'am, in first component, we identify the public water bodies, which includes pond, ahar, pine, and well. So we have identified 87,000 such water bodies, and we found that there were encroachments in 19,878 water bodies. Out of 19,000, we have already removed 18,974 encroachments, which is 95%. Similarly, we have started rejuvenation of water bodies including pond, Ahar, Pain, and Whale. The figures are on slide, ma'am. The fourth component is creating recharge pit, soak pit near water tap and well. The fifth one is creating check dams and small water collecting bodies near rivers. The sixth component is creating new water bodies. Seventh component is, ma'am, rooftop rainwater harvesting structure on all the government buildings. So 94,330 such buildings have been identified, and we have completed 13,672 rainwater harvesting structures so far, ma'am. Under intensive afforestation, we have achieved 9 crore 40 lakh plantation in last 3 years, ma'am. The ninth component belongs to the agriculture department, where we are focusing on organic farming and drip irrigation. The 10th component is solar energy, usage of solar energy and energy efficiency. The 11th component is IEC activities. Next. Jal Shakti Kendra, ma'am, I have already mentioned that all 38 districts it has been established. Scientific water conservation plan, Nalanda and Saran, these two districts have already submitted. Remaining 36 districts are under process. Fund, I have already mentioned, ma'am. Next. So, ma'am, under Amrit Sarovar, we have got the target of 570 to be completed till 15th of August. I am happy to say, ma'am, we have already achieved 580 number as of now, and within next 3 days, it must cross 600, ma'am. Next. These are the IEC activities, ma'am. Ma'am, all the 15 executing departments have been given a roster, and according to that roster, on the first Tuesday of every month, a particular department has to celebrate Jal Jeevan Haryali Divas. And similarly, we are doing aggressive IEC slogan writing, painting of wall, creation and promotion of jingles, and we are also doing aggressive IEC on social media as well, ma'am. All the schools and colleges, we are organizing quiz, debates, essay competition. Next. Ma'am, field visit of central nodal officers are concluded in 25 districts, and in 13 districts the CNO are yet to visit. These are the names of the districts, ma'am. Next. These are few pictures of the activities which we are doing under Jal Shakti Abhiyan.
Rahul, may I stop you for a minute?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a couple of observations from the CNO's reports.
Yes.
Which I'd like to share with you. So the one is that you've identified all your water bodies, which is great. But the CNO who visited Gopalganj, he says that the districts have geotagged 0 water bodies. Similarly, in Sivan, only 7% water bodies are geotagged. In Gaya, 100% water bodies are geotagged. And Shiohar district, only 5.3% water bodies are geotagged. When you've identified your water bodies, have you not geotagged them?
Actually, ma'am, I would like to respond. All the water bodies have been geotagged on our state portal, but there were some issues regarding entering into JSA portal. So we have conducted a separate VC on 10th of this month. So I think the issue will be resolved soon, ma'am. I will again talk to all the DMs and DDCs in post 15th of August, and it will be resolved, ma'am.
Thanks. Please do so.
Yes, ma'am.
Carry on.
So, yes, ma'am. So these are the few photographs, ma'am. Next. Can you go back one slide back? Ma'am, that Rajgir photo is very unique. So there is one Ganga water supply project of a state government, where we are taking water from surplus water area of river Ganges to the area of Rajgir, Bodh Gaya, and Nawada. These three districts are water deficit area. So Rajgir, we have already we can see the photographs. The water has reached, and by the end of this financial year, this scheme will be completed in Nawada and Bodh Gaya as well, ma'am. Next.
So how are you taking it? Is it are there canals? What are you pipelines? How are you taking it?
Through canals, ma'am.
Canals. Okay,
Yes.
right. And so is
This,
your Rajgir, are your hot springs in Rajgir, have they been rejuvenated?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
These are few photographs of my organic farming and rejuvenation of wells, recharge pit, and check dams, ma'am. Next. So we are promoting solar energy also, ma'am. These are the few photographs from Darbhanga district and Munger district. Next. These are some IEC photographs, ma'am. The upper left photograph is from East Champaran, Motihari district, ma'am, where the district magistrate came with very unique idea of guardian of Champaran, where he is preserving all old trees. So that photo, upper left photo is from Motihari, East Champaran, ma'am. And ma'am, in National Water Award, our two districts, Motihari and Gaya, both got reward last year, ma'am. Next. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, Rahul. Good job. I just have again one or two more points. I think Bihar is doing extremely well, particularly because it is, its continuation and taking forward your Jal Jeevan Haryali mission. So there is a lot of ownership here. One is that can you ensure that all the district conservation plans are completed? They may not be technically perfect, but at least we should try and complete them by the end of this, by 30th November. Is that a target that you can go with?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? That is one. The second thing is that some JSKs have been rated as good, some JSKs have been rated as quite not very good. So the Jal Shakti Kendras that you've established.
Yes.
So I request your SNO and maybe also your chief secretaries to review the Jal Shakti Kendras and see how they can be made more effective.
Okay,
And the
thank
third
you,
point is, does Bihar have any areas where there are springs?
Sorry,
North
ma'am.
Bihar? Springs.
In South Bihar, there are few springs.
South Bihar, you have springs?
Yes.
So this year, one of the important things was actually identifying and mapping the springs. So
Okay,
if that can also be taken on in the remaining period of the campaign.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. These are my 3 suggestions for Bihar, but otherwise excellent work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am.
Shall we move on to the next? Telangana. Is Telangana ready? Is Mr. Hanumanta Rao here? Or Jagat Kumar ready? Why is Mr. Hanumanta Rao not attending? Lakshadweep, is Amit Satija there?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hi, Amit. Are you ready to present?
Ma'am, Telangana, madam. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Telangana,
Our
who's
Commissioner, sir, Pierre and Audi, State Nodal Officer, is here, madam. I am
Okay.
Joint Commissioner, Rural Development.
Right. Amit, we will come back to you
Yes,
after
ma'am.
Telangana, okay?
No issues, ma'am. Telangana presentation
Telangana,
can be
please
loaded
start.
from that side. Yes. Presentation can be shown from that side, ma'am.
Yeah, we are sharing. Please start. Thank you.
Telangana, we are having blocks in the name of mandals. We are having 594 mandals, total 129 municipalities, having 3.5 crores population, with a coverage of 2.13 rural population. Our forest area coverage is 24%. In the first phase of Jal Abhiyan, we have taken up 137 water stressed mandals in 25 districts from July to November 2019. Then in Jal Abhiyan phase 2 program 2021, and all districts were covered in the program. All departments are stakeholders in the Jal Abhiyan program. Rural Development Department is the nodal agency, and state officer is the Commissioner Rural Development. Next slide. Yes. The main works taken up under Jal Abhiyan: rainwater harvesting structures, rooftop rainwater harvesting structures, then water harvesting pits in urban areas. Mainly these works are taken up. Other works: renovation of traditional waterways, removal of encroachments for MI tanks, desilting of MI, recharge and reuse of borewells, watershed development programs, and revive wasteland and protection of flood banks. These are the major works taken up under the program. Next. Okay, these are the 10 various stakeholder departments participated in Jal Shakti Abhiyan program. Next. Next. Yes. In all district headquarters, in all 33 districts, we have established Jal Shakti Kendras, mostly in the district collectorate, where district rural development offices are located. District collectors conducting regular meetings with all stakeholder department HODs, and awareness programs were taken up in large scale, involving all KVKs, agriculture department, and DRDA. We are having women SHG groups. All those functionaries were involved in IEC activities. These are the Jal Shakti Kendras established in various district headquarters. These are the pictures. Please move on. These are all pictures of Jal Shakti Kendras in district headquarters. Next. Next. Okay. Telangana, so far we have uploaded 4.03 lakh photographs and 8,896 videographs in web portal, and we are in second position in the country in uploading photographs and videographs. So far 9.61 lakhs works taken up under this campaign in Telangana. Major activities: plantation under Harita Haram program. Plantation 36 lakhs works taken up in the state. Reuse and recharge structures related works 264 lakhs. 21.74 crores seedlings raised through nurseries in all Gram Panchayats. In Telangana, we are having every Gram Panchayat one nursery for plantation program. And in almost all municipalities, we are having nursery for taking up different kinds of plantation, including avenue and plantations. District collectors are regularly conducting review meetings, and state level stakeholder department HODs were called for review meetings by the state nodal officer, that is rural development. All the scientific plans for all districts. 33 districts were prepared by stakeholder departments' involvement, and it's already uploaded in the portal successfully. Awareness programs conducted at all levels, from starting from Gram Panchayat to block level, and in urban areas covering all municipalities. By posters, rallies, banners, and different awareness programs conducted through news coverage. We have received at the rate of 1 lakh for 33 districts for IEC activities. We have utilized the amount, and we have sent the utilization certificate also to NWA. At district level, all district collectors are involved, and they are monitoring the Jal Shakti Abhiyan program. Next. Scientific plans for all Gram Panchayats, 32 districts and 129 municipalities completed and uploaded in Jal Abhiyan portal successfully. Next. We have undertaken total 9.61 lakhs works under Jal Shakti program 2021 campaign. Major stakeholder, Rural Development Department, 6.07 lakh works completed out of the 7.78 lakhs works taken up. And 1.79 lakhs works are under progress. Forest Department, 1.1 lakhs works taken up. Third is Groundwater Department, then Municipal Administration. Irrigation, Agriculture, Mission Bhagirath, that is Rural Water Supply Department, Youth Welfare, Nishaka Kendras, they are involved in awareness creation programs with user groups. So far, 64,056 water bodies are geotagged and uploaded in the Jal Shakti Abhiyan portal, madam. For all these, GIS mapping also completed. So this is department-wise performance under Jal Shakti Abhiyan. First is Panchayat Raj and Rural Department. Afforestation, intensive afforestation program under Haritaharam. We have in large scale plantation program. Around 3,58,000 works taken up under afforestation program. Already 2,57,000 works completed. Reuse of borewells and recharge structures, 2,64,048 works. These are all figures, madam. I feel there is no need to read out again, madam. I will go through the totals.
No. You just tell us about your, any initiatives, anything innovative that you have done.
Yes, ma'am. Under plantation program, madam, our coverage of forest area or greenery is only 24% just 3 years back. Now 7% greenery has increased in state due to plantation program taken up in large scale through forest department and rural development departments. Then water conservation works. We have taken major number of soil and moisture conservation trenches, farm ponds, then stagger trenches, contour trenches. These are all taken up in forest area and wherever hillocks and topography allowing areas. Then in farmers' lands, we have taken up large farm ponds. Those pictures I am showing. Please move on. Photographs, please. Next. Yes. Soil and moisture conservation trenches. This typical farm pond structure, madam, with okay. Next. This is also another farm pond. This is the building of a minor irrigation tank. Work is going on. Next. Percolation tank taken up under Manrega program by Rural Development Department, one of the blocks. Next. Next. Overall, soak pits, community soak pit, then soak pit in individual households. This one is a community soak pit. Next. Open well excavated for a beneficiary under Manrega program. Next. Borewell restructures taken up under Manrega program. Next. It is a Palle Prakriti Vanam village Prakriti plantation program we have taken under Manrega. Is a typical plantation site. 4,000 plants taken on 1 acre land. Thick plantation with small and medium then varieties in a systematic way they are planted. It is called Miyawaki model of plantation. This Palla Prakriti Vanams we have taken up in all Gram Panchayats, 12,000 Gram Panchayats. Now we are doing this type of Palla Prakriti Vanam in all Gram Panchayats. Based on the success of this Palla Prakriti Vanam, green park in all villages, wherever land is available, if it is more than 5 acres, 10 acres, we have taken a Bruhat Prakriti Vanam. Next slide. Yes. This one is a Bruhat Palle Prakriti Vanam covering almost 10 acres of plantation. Next. Next. Avenue plantation. Next. Back. We want to show that tractor with water tanker in Telangana. Every panchayat have purchased one tractor along with this water tanker, especially meant for avenue plantation watering purpose. Every panchayat is having now this type of facility. Next. Next. Yes. These 3-4 pictures are showing Gram Panchayat nursery activity. Ma'am. Every panchayat is having nursery. Then these are the awareness programs printed and distributed through women SHGs. Next. Activities taken up through Forest Department. SMC works, rockfill dams, check dams, mini percolation tanks, almost 1,60,000 works they have taken up through Forest Department. Then coming to planting, next. Through Forest Department, block plantation, gap plantation, and taken up bamboo plantation along the streams as a special program. The next 4 or 5 pictures are activities taken up by Forest Department. These are the staggered trenches. Next. Desilting of MI time is a check dam constructed under the stadium. Next. Nehru Yoga Kendra mainly participated in IEC activities, publicity activities for Jalashakti Kendras as center point. Next. These are the awareness programs pictures through Nehru Yoga Kendras. There are 3-4 pictures. Please move on. Next. Okay. Another department, state government department, we are having youth services department, which is involved in awareness programs. Next two are the pictures of awareness programs through youth welfare department. Then coming to groundwater department. Mainly their groundwater department is assisting in identification of all water conservation works taken up through different departments. They are also participants in IE activities, especially good practices in rainwater harvesting structures. Then they also conduct feasibility studies wherever we are taking up construction of artificial recharge structures, especially in critical and exploited mandals. Next, next four pictures are the IEC activities taken up by groundwater department. Then coming to municipal administration and urban development. Yes. Roof water harvesting structures, just they have initiated in all municipalities. Now identification is going on. That number increased within a short period, ma'am. So far constructed 323. Then
You know,
wastewater
municipal
treatment for
administration
use.
and urban development, much more can be done. Have they
Yes.
have they at least mapped all their water bodies?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
All the
municipalities,
all the water bodies in urban areas have been mapped and geotagged?
Yes, 129 municipalities. Scientific action, we have included in scientific action plan all municipality water bodies.
Okay, right. Carry on, please.
Next. Swachh Bharat Mission. 41.77 lakhs individual constructed in the state. ODF plus model villages, 3,730 out of 12,769 gram panchayats. 30 villages are ODF plus rising. 9,000 villages ODF plus aspiring villages. Almost in all villages, now we are promoting magic circuit construction under individual household. So far, we have completed 34,106 individual soap pits in households under Swachh Bharat. These are some of the pictures of awareness program and structures taken up through Swachh Bharat. Then coming to irrigation and CAD department, all chief engineers have taken up review meetings and they have given instructions to take up Jal Shakti Abhiyan works in their jurisdiction. All MIs with convergence with NREGA program, they have taken up desilting and restriction of full capacity. They have also taken up major canal desilting work. This is the picture showing the desilting of major canal work taken up by the department. Then coming to agriculture and horticulture departments, they are really involved in IEC activities and awareness to farmers in maximum utilization of these water bodies for maximum production through conduct of rallies, trainings, etc. Agriculture department involving horticulture, drip systems distributed, sprinklers distributed, those are the given, taken up after initiation of Jal Shakti Abhiyan program. Next, coming to case study, watershed management in Jannaram village, we have taken up case study. Next. Amrit Sarovar, at the rate of 75 per district, that is the target for 32 districts, 2,400. So far identified sites 3,804. Started 2,184 works under progress. 480 works completed within next 2 days. So far we have completed 530 works. As per the program, on 15th August, we are going to conduct the flag hoisting program by dignitaries at all the sites identified wherever the work is going on. And photos and videos will be captured at the time. Plantation will be taken up in all the places identified under Amrit Sarovar on 15th August. Next.
Can you expedite the presentation, please? Just focus on the important points.
Yes. Jal Shakti Abhiyan, we have identified nodal officers and designated them in all 32 districts at the state level, district level, and also mandal, that is block level, in all municipalities for making intensive implementation and interventions through all the stakeholder departments. That's all. This case study in forest area, Jannaram forest area, Kawal Tiger Reserve. We have taken up watershed model of work here. Survey conducted for catchment. We're getting the actual stream patterns. Considered the rainfall data for defining the saturation. Total catchment of this watershed is about 300 hectares. Different types of water conservation works are proposed in this area, especially percolation as per the catchment support with rockfill dams, etc. It's also proposed to have a small percolation tank in all places. It covers 3 ranges: Tempalli, Jannaram, and Tarnapet. Already works existing are percolation tanks 16 in 2020 60. Proposed are big one 27, medium 14, and mini percolation tanks 167. That's all, madam. Thank you. Remaining all are photographs. Okay, move. They are all photographs of various activities.
Okay, Andhra, what we will do is we will share the details of this intervention with all the SNOs. Send us a little write-up on it. You've already given us the slides. Send us a little write-up. Oh, sorry, Telangana.
Okay, ma'am.
Right?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So, thank you very much. I have really nothing to say to Telangana. Excellent work. You're one of our best performers. Just keep up the good work. Get public mobilization done. And also, I think a little more focus on urban.
Thank you.
Right. Lakshadweep, please.
Yes, sir. Just allow me to upload the presentation. Next. Ma'am, I'm not sure whether you have been to this place. Just to give a brief idea about how our islands are dispersed. So these are a group of 36 islands, out of which 10 are inhabited. So they are dispersed at different distances, roughly around 200 to 400 kilometers from mainland. Next. Ma'am, we don't have variety of water sources the way we have in the mainland. No river, no lakes, no streams, no springs. It's only dug wells and step wells and small ponds which are found here. But they are in abundance. And mostly the water surface is after percolation. There will be a small thin layer of fresh water which is used as drinking water or for potable purposes by the islanders by using a dug well or step well. Ma'am, there are roughly around 14,000 wells which are in the 10 inhabited islands, much more than the number of households, and roughly around 1,000 step wells. Number of ponds are also approximately around 1,000. But these are very small ponds, these are very small step wells, ma'am. In addition to these water sources, we provide drinking water. The primary source is LTTD, that low thermal desalination technology. We have 3 plants in 3 islands, that is main 3 islands like Kavarati, Agati and Minikoi, and another 6 are under construction. The smallest island is Bitra, where we have got a RO treatment plant. So these treatment plants basically use the difference in the temperature of sea water, and the water is evaporated in a pressurized chamber, and then it is condensed, and the water which is arrived from that is a fresh water which is drinkable, which is pure water, that is supplied through overhead tanks to different households by use of street taps. So every 4 or 5 houses will have one street tap. Now, in addition to these water sources, there are wells, as I informed, and those wells have sufficient water throughout the year. Some might have become little saline because of regular users, but we are trying to augment those water sources through rainwater harvesting tanks. So far, we have supplied around 4,500 individual rainwater tanks, out of which, in the last audit which we conducted before the monsoon, 4,400 were in use. 113 water tanks have also been provided to various government institutions like schools, hospitals, etc. And they are also very useful in augmenting the water sources. We are organizing meetings. This is a single district union territory. So a state or district nodal officer, we are the same, ma'am. And we had a meeting at the level of district collector also. At my level also, there was a meeting conducted earlier. Next please. Some of the programs which were discussed with the nodal departments like environment and forest, rural development, panchayat, agriculture, etc. were like construction of rainwater tanks to individual households. We wanted to finish 434, 173 we have completed so far, ma'am. In addition to this, ma'am, Honorable Administrator has recently agreed for another scheme in which subsidy will be provided to households to install further around 1,000 or 2,000 rainwater tanks in the entire area. So we have around 6 months of rains, and once the rainwater tank is full, so it can be used for around next 3 months or 4 months if it is used only for the purpose of drinking water and cooking purposes. So it will be a big source for augmenting the water supply. Then government institution also 55 we are planning to do. This work we are expecting that it should be completed by March. We are in the process of preparing estimates, ma'am. The fair season will start from October, so work will start after October also. Then repair and maintenance of existing rainwater tanks. Out of 800, 642 have been completed. By September, this work will be completed, ma'am. Recharge of wells with overflow rainwater from the existing rain harvesting tanks. 3,500 numbers were targeted. 2,078 have been completed, ma'am. Remaining will be completed by December 2020. Providing filters to recharge wells with rainwater. This was another program. The target was 900, ma'am. And this work has not yet started, ma'am. This maybe we'll be able to finish by January 23. Then rejuvenation of water bodies,
What
step
kind
wells.
of filters, Amit?
This is like sand filter and coal and sand mix.
Sand and charcoal?
Yes, charcoal.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Then rejuvenation of water bodies we are doing with the help of Panchayat. 32 we have completed out of 106, ma'am. And the plantation drive we have completed. 3,450 plants have been planted with the help of environment and forest. Next. These are some of the photographs, ma'am. We have different kind of rainwater harvesting tanks to individual households. Some are cement and brick mortar. Some are PVC based. Next. These are some of the rainwater tanks, ma'am. Now we are planning to do further beautification of these tanks to spread message of water conservation, etc. Next. This is the recharge of wells with the overflowed rainwater from the existing rainwater harvesting tanks. Next. These are institutional bigger rainwater harvesting tanks. Schools. This is the rejuvenation of existing step wells. As you can see, ma'am, these are very small step wells, primarily next to some mosque or somewhere. Next. These are filters to recharge the wells with the rainwater. We have set up one Jal Shakti Kendra, ma'am, and it is working as a facilitator for all the activities. In this area, we are facing a little problem because of connectivity issues, as you are aware of, ma'am. So we are doing slowly, and let's see how fast we can convert, because the connectivity is one area because of which we face a lot of problems. Next. Ma'am, regarding Amrit Sarovar, none of the pond or well was meeting.
Amit,
ma'am,
do you have a problem of resources with regard to the mapping?
Ma'am, resources are not an issue, ma'am. It's only
resources
the connectivity because the no, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
It's only the signal problem. It's geotagging, etc. becomes very difficult. Ma'am, regarding Amrit Sarovar, none of the sites could fulfill the criteria, but after exemption we have identified 70 ponds which are smaller ones. Work has started in 4 islands, ma'am. It got affected because of monsoon and all. 2 ponds will be completed by 15th. Work is in progress in other. So most likely by 15th September we are expecting that all the work should be completed, ma'am. Visit of the nodal officer has already been completed, ma'am. And IEC activities like awareness programs in the school and in madrasas or some kind of activities in the colleges are also happening, ma'am. We'll intensify after taking the guidance, ma'am, that how to mobilize the entire community. We have taken a note of that, ma'am, and we'll try to see how more we can involve the communities. Next. This is the work of Amrit Sarovar which is going on, ma'am. Now, as I have already explained, ma'am, the portal updation also gets affected because of this connectivity issue, ma'am, but we'll try to sort it out. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, Amit. I think this is good work, particularly the fact that you have identified that one impactful intervention, which are the rainwater tanks. So if you can achieve some degree of saturation with that over the years in a focused manner, I think that will go a long way towards improving water conservation in your territory. Good, thanks.
Ma'am, just to update you.
Yeah, tell me.
These will be a big source when we are trying to achieve 55 liters per capita. So
Absolutely.
One source will be this thermal desalination plant. Second will be rainwater harvesting, and remaining will be met through the already available dug wells. So
Right.
we need not supply the entire 55 through the tap, ma'am.
Have you done an assessment of, what model is the most cost effective in terms of material used and things like that?
Ma'am, LTTT plant is quite expensive in the beginning. It's around 35-40 crore. But now technology is stabilized, and once the plant is in place, it lasts for not less than 25-30 years. And the running cost is very meager.
I'm not talking about those plants. I'm talking about the rainwater harvesting tanks. You said multiple material is being used in the territory. So have you done a kind of, what would be the most cost effective and size? so that you have guidance to give to the citizens?
Ma'am,
Under your
individually we are going
subsidy
for 3,500 liter tank. We are initially right now we are targeting. Initially we had given 5,000, 10,000 liter tank, depending upon the area available with the person, because many people don't have bigger areas. So right now we are planning for 3,500 liter tanks, ma'am.
No,
So
you shouldn't
we are
just confine to 3.5. If people have more area, you should try and install bigger tanks. Right.
Then we can construct also according to size. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Who's ready after this? Or if West Bengal is here, then West Bengal can start. No? Okay. Is Rajasthan ready?
प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी साहब चीफ सेक्रेटरी मैडम की मीटिंग में है, इसलिए ज्वाइन कर पा रहे हैं।
ठीक है, then Rajasthan will come in the next meeting. Telangana हो गया, Rajasthan. Andhra Pradesh?
Madam.
Is
Madam,
Andhra ready?
our commissioner, Madam, commissioner sir is still with CMO Madam, attending meeting. If you agreed, Madam, shall I continue the presentation, Madam?
No, we will reschedule this meeting. If West Bengal is ready, then we go forward with West Bengal.
Madam, we will take just 5 minutes if you allow kindly.
Sorry, who is this?
I'm calling from West Bengal. I'm just saying, sir is reaching in minutes. So,
No
Miss, we need
we'll
5
wait.
more minutes.
We'll wait. Hi Prabhat, how are you?
Ma'am, namaskar, ma'am. Prabhat here, ma'am.
Ready to start? We'll run your presentation from here.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
शुरू करा दें.
So, ma'am, the Jal Shakti Abhiyan, the Catch the Rain Abhiyan, ma'am. Actually, we in this state we have been implementing a similar campaign since 2010, and that is under the nomenclature Jal Dharo Jal Bharo. So basically, the objectives are the same for both the campaigns. And since Jal Dharo Jal Bharo Abhiyan has actually gone to the minds of people and they know it by this, so we thought that there is no need to change the nomenclature as such, but we will adopt the strategy and the approach of the Jal Shakti Abhiyan. So, ma'am, this was the basic idea. And next, please. Next,
We
please.
are fully in agreement with it. I see.
Ma'am, is the screen not moving?
There's some echo also.
Yes, ma'am. This is the next slide. Actually, a large number of structures been taken up under the Abhiyan, and some of the photographs we have shown here. This is a photograph of a water harvesting tank, ma'am. Similarly, next, please. There is this surface flow minor irrigation scheme, ma'am, and these are actually huge ponds which have been created and many times excavated. So our approach has been like in the western lateritic delts, we have gone mainly for pond excavation and check dams and water harvesting structures and so on. Whereas in alluvial part, it is difficult to get land from farmers for the new ponds. So there the approach is that we excavate the existing ponds, and we also we concentrate more on water management part, in the sense that how we can do agriculture in less amount of water, and that is the basic approach. Similarly, in coastal saline zone, our approach has been that again we have concentrated on the water harvesting structures in form of re-excavation of creeks, and similarly, but in the last thing part, we have done Jhora rejuvenation in the hilly areas of Darjeeling and Kalimpong. And the other alluvial part, we have concentrated on the re-excavation of ponds and more on the water management issues. So broad approach, ma'am. So next, please. This is, for example, this is the re-excavation of creeks in South 24 Parganas in the coastal saline areas in Sundarbans, and we have successfully completed more than 550 kilometers of such creek re-excavation in the last 6 years, and this has changed the cropping pattern in those areas, and it is really now we are in fact concentrating on multiple use of the water that has been now the water bodies, and we are taking up pisciculture in a very big way. That is the freshwater giant, the scampi thing. For that, the entire value chain actually has been created with the help of women self-help groups who are right now involved in the breeding, and then the spawns are produced, and then from the spawn to fingerling, another cell group, that the next stage in the value chain, and then the last, now the juvenile, from spawn to fingerling juvenile, and now the juvenile scampi is being nurtured in these water structures, the re-excavated creeks, ma'am. So this is the value chain that has come up. Now we are working with exporters also who have shown interest. So now that is the thing. the action plan is basically, I have already explained, ma'am, that in different climatic zones, there are different types of water bodies, and the approach has been different. We have so far been able to excavate around 3.4 lakh water bodies, and as a result, some 3.19 lakh hectare irrigation potential has been created. In addition, we have also done some drips and sprinklers wherever water is not in abundance. So from small ponds, we have done this. Now, if we see intervention wise, there are all kinds of structures, ma'am, which have been shown here, starting from minor irrigation schemes, water harvesting tanks, and the check dams, water detention structures, and so on. So, and the last one, water harvesting structures, PNRD, that part actually is being done by under Narega, ma'am. So for a long time, Narega, a lot of water harvesting structures have been re-excavated. So this is the overall need that we have undertaken in the last few years, ma'am. Next, please. Now, Jati Kendra, ma'am, we have understood, and that is the thing, is this is basically to provide the technical support for creation of these water harvesting structures. So what we have done is we have notified all our executive engineers, executive engineers offices. They are basically acting as Jal Shakti Kendra. Ma'am, our planning starts in consultation with community. So the community suggests us some structures and also suggests us land where the new water detention structures can be built. And at the same time, ma'am, we also developed a very efficient GIS-based system in the headquarters, that is at the state headquarters, and there we have used satellite maps which help us in identifying the points where check dams can be constructed, water detention structures can be done, and then these things is passed on to the districts through these executive engineer agri irrigation office. So they basically give the technical guidance. And next, please. As you can see, ma'am, this we have a very large number of different information layers in the state headquarters. We have some 50-year rainfall data. We also have contour maps which help us in identifying watershed boundaries in the western lateritic zone. And you can see the left portion, ma'am, the yellowish part is actually a watershed boundary, all the tributaries. So these actually help us in identifying what is the possible location for a check dam. Then we pass it on to the districts. The districts at the grassroots do the field survey where they take the actual measurements. Now we are using best gadgets for that. So that also some technical training has been given to the sub-assistant instruments, which actually helps us in a quick survey, get the understanding of how much will be the discharge, what should be the size of the weir, the check dam width, etc., and this thing. So this is how the whole technical help is being given to the districts. Next, please. Next, please. Somehow the slide is not moving. If the next slide is not showing up on the
it's moving here.
screen.
We have the
Okay, great. No problem. Now it is moving, so no problem. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the details of community mobilization. उसके पहले वाला, just the before slide. One slide. Yes, ma'am. So, yes, this, please. Yes, ma'am. This is perfect, ma'am. So much. So, ma'am, these 6 minor irrigation census, which was done recently in the state, actually, all the water bodies, we have done the geo tagging using a mobile app. So this was the an initiative which was taken on our own. It's not directed from the Ministry of Water, Ministry of Jal Shakti. We actually tried. We have shared the details also with Ministry of Jal Shakti. So first time this type of thing we could do, and accordingly we have got the geo tagging in. Now, similarly, we had done large number of water bodies under Jal Teerth program in the state, wherein again we have captured the latitude and longitudes, and accordingly we are this geotagging is helping us a great deal in identifying and understanding how the water body is being used. Because sometimes water body is excavated, but around the water body there are problems in the sense that the water is not utilized properly. So just using the latitude, longitude, and using the satellite map, we are able to understand whether there is some winter crop going on around the command area of this thing. We will show you how it is being done. So next, please. This is the Amrit Sarovar, ma'am, to be very specific, because that was asked for. So around 124 water bodies have been created, and during this time we have also desilted around 32 kilometers of silted creeks in the coastal areas of Sundarbans. Next, please.
What did you do with the excavated silt?
Ma'am, as I explained, this the excavated creeks, ma'am, we have a whole lot of things that we will be doing on them. First of all, we are doing plantation on the embankments of these creeks, which have been created.
No, sorry,
and the community.
Not the creek that you explained. I'm asking about the silt that has been excavated.
The silt, ma'am, the silt is being used for creation of embankments, ma'am. Because if we don't do that, then actually the some soil erosion from other areas may come up, and for ponds actually we use the silt to do the embankment on the lower side of the pond, which helps us in storing more amount of water, because there is basically there is this slope on the undulating land. So if some pond is excavated using that silt, if on the downside, if we put that embankment, then it helps us get a higher water body. So we are just using it there itself. And for creeks re-excavation, whatever silt was there, it is used for creation of the embankment. As we can, if we go to the last slide, ma'am, just one slide before, if we can, just previous slide, please. Previous slide, please. Yes. So we can see very clearly, ma'am, this silt has been used to create this embankment. And now there are a whole lot of things that we will learn on these embankments, starting from some plantation, and the self-help groups are also in doing some vegetable cultivation on these embankments in Sundarban areas, ma'am. So how the silt is being used. Next, please. Next slide, please. So community mobilization is at the heart of our this water harvesting program, ma'am. So we actually formed the Water User Association. We have now more than 2,500 water user associations, and some of them have even the national awards, third national water awards. Actually, all the three prizes were won by the Water User Association in the in West Bengal, from West Bengal. And so they basically they are entrusted with large number of work. They actually manage the water structure. They do the crop plan around the water body. They also impose user fees, which goes into their bank account, and the collected fund is used for the maintenance of the water harvesting structures and so on. So this model has come up quite well, ma'am. So that is how it is. This is some of the best practices we can see here is how horticulture lateritic district has been integrated with the pond excavation. So the right side there is a pond, and on the left side there is whole big chunk of the horticulture is coming up. So we have taken mango, cashew, and guava, and some citrus fruit because the soil has high acidity, so it is supporting some citrus fruit like Musambi. So these are, and the taste etc. is also very good. Amrapali has been tried as the mango variety. Wonderful taste has come up. Actually, we are ourselves surprised how this has happened. But this really, so this the state government has now launched this another program called Mati Srishti. So basically, what we call in Bengali, actually they say Anurvar Matite Praner Sanchar Kora. So that is the basic idea that all this fallow land which is lying unutilized, how we can inject life into this. So this almost 24,000 acre of land has been brought under Mati Srishti, and in that around 1,200 water harvesting structures and ponds have been created, which is helping us establish that horticulture. Next, please. So again, going by this is watermelon, very run by a water association with the water that was created using the ponds in Bankura near Mukutu, Manipur. And a large amount of this watermelon was actually exported to Bangladesh during Ramzan time. So around 848 farmers are actually involved here. They earned also around 4.35 crore, ma'am. Next, please. Next slide, please. Yes. So whole lot of other things here. For example, we can see on the right side, we can see in Telangana how Jarbera and carnation plantation has been done in poly houses using Jhora and hydrum scheme in the hills. So we can see there is this poly house, and there is a GNAP tank, some green tank we can see, ma'am, on the right side of poly house, and the GNAP tank is actually receiving water from a rejuvenated Jhora. So this is a whole chain, and we did it in a public-private partnership mode. Close coordination with community participation. So that was the basic thing. Now left side we can see that giant freshwater giant gentleman is holding, then pisciculture, etc. Next, please. Next slide, please. The next slide is not visible, but it has not yet come. Next slide. I think, ma'am, it is visible to all of you, but not. But maybe I can. The next slide, actually, yes, this is the slide. Yes. So, actually, this is the Birbhum area where there are 7 check dams created in series. And using satellite map, we could understand how the community develops. It doesn't develop in 1 year. In fact, it took almost 6 years, as we can see, starting from 2016. And going right up to 2022. So yellow color signifies the command area achieved up to 2016, then blue in 2017, then green, and like that. So by satellite maps, we have been able to understand how the command area is expanding, and thereby we are able to understand and measure the impact of the schemes that are being created. So the issue of measurement is a difficult thing in governance, and especially in this kind of thing where design command is not easily achieved in quickly. So that is the thing. Next, please. Next slide. Yes. So now this slide, the thing that I was mentioning, that suppose there is this black thing which is actually a re-excavated canal. It is called in our local technical language water detention structure. We call it WDS. So we can see that around this water detention structure, how the cultivation has gone up, and that is why that red thing is coming. So increased irrigated area, and we calculate the NDVI. So by the Google Earth Engine, using Google Earth Engine satellite maps, we have actually been able to understand how much has been the command area achieved from these water detention structures. Next. Next slide, please. So I think it has not moved here, but it must have moved in your screen perhaps. So that is on the IEC activities. So there are a large number of awareness programs we are undertaking, and since we have water user associations, they are taking part in so many ways, like World Water Day, Environment Day, Aranya Saptah, Women's Day. They hold some padayatra and discussions and like that, and some plantation exercise. So this is the kind of activities that we do. There are audio visual clippings and brochures and guidelines. Then we do a lot of exposure visits for water user associations to go on the adjoining areas. Then we give prize for best performing water user associations, and so on. Next, please. Next, please. We are also trying to reach out to these water user associations through the mobile app system. We have named it Krishi Katha. By this time, we have already registered around 75,000 farmers. We push a lot of messages. Like right now, we are facing drought condition in South Bengal. Around this year, there is almost 50% rainfall deficit in South Bengal. So we have been pushing a lot of messages on how to do drought resistance of paddy, and how we can do some system of rice intensification by paddy, which requires less water and like that. So then farmers are also allowed to ask questions. We have already received some 810 unique questions, ma'am, related to various agriculture, even pisciculture they ask. So we answer them, and going on quite well. Actually, we were planning to send some material on this to you, ma'am, but I was waiting that if our farmers number 1 lakh, then we will be sending. So we were waiting for that. So it will happen very soon. Then I will send you a very detailed note on this, ma'am. Now, next, please. Central office nodal officers field visits have happened, and they are very satisfied with the work that is going on. So I think there are some 6 districts they have visited. And next, please. We have showcased many things to the central nodal officers who were kind enough and who has taken big initiative in going in the remote part of the villages and interacting so intensively with farmers and women groups and so on. We were really very encouraged and inspired by their visit. It was a great experience for all of us. Next, please. So Jaltirth program, this is uploading of information. Then we are developing this system in which now yes platform with let and long, we will be giving all kinds of details about that scheme, its command area, what is the association details, who are the members, and so on and so forth. So this work is going on, ma'am. So we just a glimpse of what we are trying to achieve. Next, please. And I think that is all from my side, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Prabhat. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So excellent presentation and a lot of very interesting things on which we will come back to you for more detailed information. Just a quick question. See, one of the things that we try to do as a part of the Jal Shakti Abhiyan and or the Jal Bharo Abhiyan is also drinking water security. So particularly for districts like Purulia, Mednipur, is there I mean, have you done some analysis of what water conservation recharge activities and how that is impacting drinking water security?
Ma'am, your voice got a bit cut, ma'am. Can I? Is it
Okay,
about water security and
drinking water security, particularly not so much in your areas where there is, the Gangetic plain districts, but in the districts of Purulia, Mednipur, and whatever work you've done on recharge and conservation, how is that is impacting drinking water security? Is there any analysis of that?
I have not yet done any analysis on that, but some of the water bodies which have been created, they are being used by the Public Health Engineering Department for as a source of water for purification and then distribution to the villages and household, ma'am. But recharging, yes, that's an important piece. I have not done that as yet, ma'am. I think that is a very good idea, ma'am. I should be doing that because a large number of water bodies have been created. So, maybe in a watershed approach, it will be a very good thing to see how it has impacted the water table.
I'd be interested in seeing some of your, assessment of that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, West Bengal. So the remaining two states, we will, as and when the SLO is available, we will reschedule this meeting.
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is Shashidhar, ma'am, Commissioner PR and RD, Government of Andhra Pradesh.
Hi, how are you?
I had a meeting with the Chief Minister's office, ma'am, so I was a bit late. I'm sorry for the delay.
Not at all. Please start.
Ma'am, if permitted, I will start presentation, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it visible? Yes. Not visible. Sending chapters. It's coming here. Yeah. Ma'am, this is the brief introduction about Andhra Pradesh. We have 26 districts. Recently, earlier we had 13 districts. From 1st April, 13 more have been created. So we have 26 districts as of now, ma'am. We have 661 blocks. We call them mandals here, Andhra Pradesh. It's akin to block in other states, ma'am. And the number of GPs we have are 13,113. And been implementing this this program, ma'am, as per your instructions. So we will go into the details, ma'am. These are the areas of intervention under this program that we have taken up. First is the rainwater harvesting on a big scale and water conservation, rooftop harvesting structures, creation of new check dams and ponds, and renovation of traditional water bodies, removal of encroachments of tanks and lakes, diesel tanks, reusage and recharge of borewells, rejuvenation of small rivers and rivulets. This is one set of interventions, ma'am. The second, intensive afforestation, in which we are taking up avenue plantations. In fact, we have given local names also to these programs. We call it Jagananna Pachatoranam. In translated into English, it's nothing but a green garland. So trying to cover plantations all over the roads is the avenue plantations program. Then we have institutional plantations, then community plantations and individual beneficiary plantations, which we have taken up. Then tagging and making all inventory of all water bodies. As of now, we have geotagged already 60%, ma'am. It's going on. Very soon we will be able to complete the balance as well. Now, preparation of scientific plans for water conservation is another one which we have taken up under this program, and setting up of Jal Shakti Kendras as per instructions in all the districts and IEC activities. These are the broad interventions we have taken up under this program. Now, the departments involved are Housing and Urban Affairs departments, both are involved in municipalities and corporations and Nagar Panchayats. School education department has been also involved to take up rooftop rain harvesting structures and create awareness among the students, ma'am. Then women and child welfare department is also taking up rooftop rainwater harvesting works. Then RD department, our parent department, the main source of funds. In fact, almost entirely we are taking up these works under MGNREGS because AP is a state under MGNREGS. We do a lot of convergence works as well. So our main source of funding is MGNREGS. Then a PR department is involving all the sarpanches and community mobilization. The rural water supply department is implementing reuse and recycling wastewater. And in fact, ma'am, this is a very major subject. AP plans to be the first state having a comprehensive both solid waste management, but that's a completely different topic. But yeah, we are doing a lot on this aspect, ma'am. Then revenue department, the land administration department, involving them in removal of encroachments to water bodies. And then water resources department is taking up the desiltation of tank, the bigger tanks, ma'am, MI tanks. The smaller ones we take under NREGA through a wage component. But the bigger ones are being handled by water resources department. Now, this is the brief this presentation as per the agenda given to us, ma'am. So anything more you can always ask us. We'll be happy to share the information. Now, the plan of action, ma'am, this is the plan of action for 22-23. About 1,50,000 physical works with an estimate of 3,970 crores is our action plan, which involves intensive afforestation, renovation of traditional and other water bodies, reuse borewell and recharge structures, water conservation and watershed development, other works, ma'am. This is the physical and financial action plan that we have for this year under Catch the Rain campaign. Now, further these works, ma'am, as I was telling you, intensive afforestation, avenue plantations will be taking up, and block plantations, horticulture. Then the figures are given, ma'am. It's all kinds of works that we're going to take up. MI tanks, traditional water bodies, all these put together is coming about to 1,50,000 works, physical works, covering 3,970 crores, ma'am. Now the progress of work so far, the grounded works out of these are 74,722 works have already been grounded, and we have completed about 5,072. 69,650 are ongoing, ma'am. So the rest also we'll be taking up because we still have another 6 months. So we'll take definitely. We'll see that this campaign goes on very well. This is Jal Shakti Kendras that we have established in all the 26 districts. We are providing training to all the block level staff on GIS tools, methodologies, as per the instruction. The block teams are being trained at these centers to prepare the model GP plans and support to the district officials on monitoring NRM assets that are being created, and to other line departments which are involved in the program. We are giving them hands-on training at these Kendra, and it's become a very good resource center for this program. We are using them effectively, ma'am. This is the water bodies that we have tagged, geotagged. This is covering roughly about 61%, ma'am. The balance also we have started. In maybe 2 months we'll be able to complete. Because of rains, it got slowed down a bit, but definitely we'll be completing it very soon, ma'am. Ma'am, this is I'm sorry. This is Amrit Sarovar, ma'am. In fact, as of yesterday's ranking against the target given to us, we are standing number 2 in the country, ma'am. Completions of Amrit Sarovar. We have taken up this program seriously, and Ministry of RD is also Department of and Resources also. I'm sorry, RD is pursuing it very closely. Secretary sir is also conducting video conferences very often, ma'am. In this one, if you see, the total feasible works identified are 3,261, and we have completed so far 519, ma'am. And the works have come up really, and before August 15th, our achievement was much more than the target given. And some of the pictures we have posted here. We have taken drone shots, we have taken pictures. In fact, even as we say, a lot of activities have been lined up in all the Amrit Sarovar tanks, and with a lot of community mobilization. At each Amrit Sarovar, this pedestal has been made. There's a lot of activity which is going on, ma'am, and it's a good program which has been taken up. Next outlet. 5-6 million. What's happening? Ma'am, some of the best practices, ma'am, if you see, we have good practices. We would like to highlight the good practices in areas. In tribal areas, the irrigation facilities are practically nil. Most of the time, this is done through water conservation only, usually through through trenches, through check dams, and it's a very, very good success stories that we get from tribal areas, ma'am. I request you, whenever you get time, to please visit AP. We'll take you to the tribal areas. You will see how the lives of tribal farmers have been changed thanks to the foundation that has been done through water conservation in convergence with Narega. So here we have done 34,123 hectares raised, ma'am, plantations, coffee plantations. In fact, in my initial stint, I was working in tribal areas. We went to Karnataka, we went to Kerala, we studied the best practices there, took tribal farms there, how water conservation, how plantation were done there. So we got back, then we trained them. So we are seeing the results now, ma'am, and sustained this kind of water conservation measures which have helped the farmers do this one. In fact, of late, you'll be surprised.
Just a second. Why is it stopped as per MORD instructions on 30th June 2020?
Ma'am, this recently we have, this has been brought to the notice of Secretary Sir Sinha sir, because he said he will give exemptions to ITD areas, agency areas. It seems some states there was some misuse of these funds, but he visited this area and said definitely this has to be exempted. So I think very soon we'll be getting those exemptions only for agency areas.
Okay.
Yes. So in fact, ma'am, you'll be surprised. We have started growing this on an experimental basis, strawberries and apples also in Visakhapatnam tribal areas, and they're quite good, and we've got very good feedback apart from coffee plantations. So this is going very well, ma'am. Ma'am, this next slide relates to yes, sir. Huh? Slow, it's not coming right. And this is regarding the Rayalaseema area, ma'am. Southern part of Andhra Pradesh is called Rayalaseema. It falls in the rain shadow region of Western Ghats, particularly Anantapur and the parts of Chittoor. They're very dry. So here you find a lot of hills which are barren. So now greening the hills become a very important program. So for this, a series of water conservation measures are done. Apart from that, we have recently taken up 3.0 lakh seed balls in barren hillocks of Chittoor, Kadapa, Anantapur and Kurnool. These are the main districts, ma'am. Little bit of Prakash Visakhapatnam also we have done. And we are getting results, ma'am. Hopefully after this rainy season, we'll be able to see better results. A lot of these have actually started germinating. So we'll see good results, ma'am. In fact, wherever we have made it as a standard practice, next to each water conservation trench, either a CCT or a staggered trenches, whatever we do, next to that, we want to have one plant which will be planted by the farmers, so that some kind of a fruit growing or even otherwise. So this will help in greening the hills, ma'am. So we also have some success stories in this regard. Very slow. Ma'am, it's taking time to load. I something. Yeah. Ma'am, these are the other this is the other innovations, rather interventions, along with water conservation. Ma'am, in Rayalaseema area, we also promote drip and sprinkler irrigation, micro irrigation on a large scale. So along with that, wherever water is scarce, now to conserve water and also catch the rain. Now, certain good things that we have done in Simera is raising of dragon fruit, which has come up really well. We support the farmer to the extent of 1.87 lakhs. That is the plantation material inputs for 3 years. We also support them. So it's come up really well as part of the program. Then we also done floriculture, rose and jasmine in rural areas near the capital areas, ma'am. And then horticulture as a natural farming has been taken up in a big way. We have Vijay Kumar, who was previously with Government of India, ma'am, is retired. Now he's heading this organization called AP Raitu Sadhikarika Samstha. It's completely dedicated to natural farming. So we are trying to see how many farmers can actually move to natural farming, mostly in these backward areas, because we have demonstrated that through natural farmings, they are more drought resistant, they consume less water, and more benefits to farmers. So these are the new interventions that we have done, ma'am, in this program. These are the IEC activities. We have done a lot of IEC activities. We are still doing also in 7,102 gram panchayats. We have done tom-toms, beat of tom-toms, street plays, kala jatas, then awareness campaigns under this program. And all the officials, starting from district collectors, we have photographs also, all collectors participating in these programs, and then all levels. We have also participated from the headquarters. Myself and a couple of senior officers also, we have participated in a couple of activities, ma'am. So we have details of the activities we have done. Technical problem, it's not getting up. Ma'am, we have done, these are the numbers. Okay, we'll go to the photos. It's a bit slow. I want to show this one. 19th. Basically, what we have done. These are the Kala Jatas, ma'am. These are the awareness campaigns that we have done. Release of posters, and then street plays, taking pledge to the stakeholders, schools awareness. Ma'am, this is the before and after. In fact, we've also done studies, third-party evaluation using remote sensing technologies. We also use drones to study which are the house between before and after. If you see here, this is from Kadapa district, ma'am. This was one barren hill that we converted into green. So this is the kind of result we're getting thanks to the water conservation efforts that we are doing. Again, this year's this one. This is not moved. This is a satellite-based photograph map. You can see the difference after water conservation. We also have details of, we have shared the presentation, ma'am. A lot of central officers have come here. Listed Guntur, Krishna, Nellore, Srikakulam, YSR districts. Yeah, these are the photographs and videographs. And these are the number of photos and videos we have already uploaded. Amrit Sarovar program map. These are the officers who have visited, along with the dates. And they have appreciated the efforts that we are taking in the field map. No major remarks from the officers. They have given some suggestions which we are implementing. And lastly, ma'am, issues. This is a big program, ma'am, but funding is very minuscule. We have got only 2 lakhs is promised for 13 districts, ma'am. Actually, it's 26 districts. Even for that 13 districts, only 1 lakh has been released. So if you can increase the funding, it will be very helpful.
So just send us the bank mandates of the 13 districts, we'll release. And the second thing is, for the remaining districts, we have just shared with you a format where if you can certify that the mapping, the conservation plan is, in progress or completed. We have said whether you say that it is in progress or completed, we'll release the remaining 1 lakh.
Okay, ma'am, we will we'll send you the proposal.
So I have sent you a DO letter, and the letter is also on the, the, what is it called? The WhatsApp group. SNO WhatsApp group.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So if you can just send us that certification, we'll release immediately.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. I'll do it immediately.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Good job. Obviously, Andhra is one of our best states in terms of water conservation. We will come back to you with regard to some of your studies. You say that you have done these third-party studies. Can you share some of those reports with us along with the pictures, so that they can be shared with other states as well? You're on mute.
No, they are.
I think you're on mute.
Ma'am, the host is muting us. The host is muting us again and again. Yeah, ma'am. Now it's clear. We will send the third-party report along with photographs and also some video images. Also, we'll send you, ma'am.
And I think you have done some good community mobilization for restoration of traditional water bodies.
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am. Extensively.
We will send all the details, ma'am.
So nice send those details and also some videos of that. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Thanks a lot. Right. Thank you, everybody. So we close for today. Rajasthan we will take up next time with the next group of states. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.